Yeah. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Sustainaics. I am Michael Vincent. He is Robert Ahearn, and he is Vice President of Sales and Marketing at Ahearn Field Company, which is, well, it's simply brilliant, and they'll tell you that. But it's a packaging company, right? I mean, it's all kinds of different packaging. Or do you guys do parts as well?
Well, yeah. First of all, thank you for having me on. And so we're in the packaging business, but we're not a packaging company.
Okay.
We sell to packaging companies, and we help make their packaging better in some way.
Ah, gotcha. So you're like the BASF of it. You don't make the packaging; we make it better. Is that accurate? Is that true?
That's I do remember that slogan now, and yes,
Yeah.
that
Hey,
is
hey,
us,
welcome to
right?
the show, anyways, Robert.
Thank
How
you.
are you doing today, my friend?
Good. I'm doing great. Yeah, it's a great day to be alive.
It is well, I mean, right?
We all
I
are.
got out of bed. No one had to help me or anything like that. So
100%.
I am blessed. I have the ability to pick up the guitars behind me and play them and play my favorite tunes and have fun and do that kind of stuff. You're a bit of a musician yourself, are you, or you just dabble around?
Yeah, I dabble around. I play for myself.
Yeah.
I don't really get into gigging or anything like that.
Were
I
you
just
were you a gigger? Were you in bands and stuff like that, or you just
When I
kind of a
was just getting out of high school, we had a garage band for a little while that
yeah?
messed around a bit, and then I put the guitar down for about 30 years. Um,
Oh wow.
yeah, and then I picked it up, and started just messing around, and
Yeah,
I'm
I
very
find
happy to
it.
play for myself.
Yeah, me too. It's very, very therapeutic to me,
Yeah.
right? I
Well,
mean,
most of the time it can
well,
be
sometimes it's a
frustrating.
bit frustrating. Yeah,
you
it is.
it can be a little like golf,
Well,
but
it could be a lot like golf. Sometimes I
yeah,
pick it up and I don't even know what I'm doing. It's like, wow,
yeah,
how am I so bad? And the next time I'm like, hey, I'm pretty good. And then I'll watch somebody who actually is good and go, man, I suck, right?
yeah. It's sometimes you play something and you're like, oh, I never thought I'd be able to play that.
Yeah.
And other times you're playing something you've played 1,000 times, and you're like, why do I keep messing this up?
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah,
But
that's exactly right. It's
it's a
exactly.
mindset, I think, but it's all good.
It is. I find it interesting that you get you get almost blinders, like kind of we do in business, right? I liken it to business a bit. You get these blinders where you're stuck into a certain mode, right? Like I'll get stuck, and all I'm doing is like riffing around in blues riffs for like 2 months. That's
Yeah,
all I'm
yeah,
doing, and then I got to break myself out of that, and it's hard
right.
to because you try and do something else, but it always comes back to that 12 bar blues, and you're like, oh, come on, I
No, it's
gotta
the
get out.
heart of the guitar, really.
It really
Um,
is, but it's so easy to fall into that just same,
yeah,
you know, um, and you can do that in business as well, right?
you can companies do, yes.
They do,
We
right? I
try
mean,
not to.
innovation can go away, right? I mean, it can just become about certain things that aren't where they should be. But
Well, that's why you have to keep it simply brilliant.
that's why you got to keep it simply brilliant, right? That's exactly right. You go down through too many. Well, optionality can kill the forward progress at times, right? Because you drive certain, like you go down the field. You see how many times you watch a sports team, they go down all the way to the 2 yard line, and then they stop what they're doing to get there, and they try three different things and wind up kicking a field goal.
Yeah, I mean, we all get stopped at the 2 yard line sometimes, but um, I think the longer you practice it and the longer you're together as a unit, the better chance you have of scoring that from that 2 yard line. And we've been together as a unit for a long time, so we've been doing this for a while. So I think our risk is very very calculated.
Yeah. So you've been with for 20 plus years with Allen Field, is that right, or
It's
just in
good.
the industry?
It's 30 plus. Yes. Well,
30 plus.
yes.
You got to
Yeah,
update your LinkedIn profile.
I left for a little while in between there,
Oh, I
for
got
like
you.
3 years, but um, 92. is when I first started working with Alan Field, and then I left in '97 to 2000, and I've been back ever since.
Gotcha.
So it's been a while.
So tell me a bit about what the company does, and I want to talk about how you got into it and all that type of stuff. But so it creates you create packaging solutions for other people, not necessarily the packaging itself.
Right. Well,
Is that right?
we make plastic components.
Okay.
Okay. And we make, so if you buy a printer and the box has a plastic handle on it, then chances are that's one of our handles.
Oh,
Or if you
okay.
buy a TV and ever see the boxes with the little clips on the bottom that
Yeah,
hold the box
that's
together,
yeah.
chances are those are our clips.
I gotcha. Or the plastic, corner protector type of things on some of the
Little
boxes
sometimes
also.
corner protective things. If you when you buy a pair of socks, that little black plastic hanger
Yeah.
is from our origin. We don't do a lot of that anymore, but we pretty much invented a lot of the different styles that are out there today in sock hangers.
Wow, sock hangers.
Right?
Wow. I mean,
Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought?
who'd have thought, right? Sock
Exactly.
hangers had to be invented, but they did, right? I mean, it was like,
They
hey, how are we
they
going to
were
display
invented,
these?
and there's I don't know, maybe trillions of them made at
Oh
this
my
point.
gosh, I can't imagine how many there. I remember using. I don't think I've bought myself a pair of socks in 30 years.
Oh yeah.
My
Okay.
wife or somebody buys me socks.
Oh, okay.
I don't, you
Well,
know.
you still wear
Well, yeah, I still wear it. Well, I live in Tennessee, so not very often. No, just kidding.
them. So, there are advantages to using our components on packaging. Obviously, putting a handle on a box makes it easier to carry. Um, and
But it also protects the inside, right? Because if you don't have that like extra strength in that handle, et cetera, the box will fall apart.
um,
Correct.
the box, it depends upon the box design. However, you can still carry a box without damaging the box without a handle. However, there's a few things that go on when you put a handle on a box. Number one, there's a psychology in retail that says, "Oh, this is easy to carry out of the store. I think I'll take it today," as
Oh yeah,
opposed
yeah.
to, "I don't really feel like carrying that." Those
Because if
pots.
you got now, you got to carry it like this instead of just.
Yeah, or I got to get someone to carry it out for me, whatever. So there's some psychology behind that. Um, there's also some ergonomic workplace safety things where a strategically placed handle on a box encourages people to carry the box the proper way and help eliminate injuries, lifting injuries in the workplace or anywhere. So,
I had
um,
no idea that kind of thought process goes into handles. Does the style of the handles? I mean, is there like studies on this? Because I mean, you're saying it encourages people to take them. Do the type of handles matter in that type of situation, or just the fact that there's a handle
well,
there
in some
doesn't?
situations they do matter. Like for example, there's boxes that have handholds on the side.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so a box at retail that has a handhold on the side, oftentimes somebody will come and they'll for a toilet, for example, they'll pull the box
Yeah.
and the box will rip
Yes, that's exactly
because the
right.
handhold is not made to pull; it's made to lift.
Because of the strength of the corrugated cardboard
Exactly.
is not from the side to side; it's up and down. It's
So
the vertical. Yeah,
right. So we make a handhold protector that surrounds that opening
to
and
keep that from
disperses the
ripping,
force, and you can pull it, and it allows the handhold to be pulled instead of
just torn.
as well as lifted comfortably. Um, so in that situation, that handle is specific to that problem. In
That is
terms of
really
carrying a box, they're very popular on like salesman sample kits, um, carpet samples. You might see
Oh, sure,
them.
sure, sure. Yeah, the
You
handle
know,
that's kind of bolted on there or riveted on the. Yeah,
yeah. So for that, it's really a convenience thing. Sometimes it's just the look and feel of a package that makes it right.
Do you guys get into the direct product packaging, like an enclosure on like a milk carton? I would say is like direct packaging instead of exterior packaging type of stuff. Do you get into that type of stuff, or is it the secondary and tertiary packaging?
Yeah, it's the secondary stuff. Yeah, yeah, it's the Yeah, I mean, we've done some work with some water bottles. Um, a handle that goes over the neck. But again, it's not the bottle or the cap itself.
Yeah. So how did you get into this business? Were you a kid going, man, I want to design and
I want to make little plastic widgets.
Yeah. Other kids were playing G.I. Joe and trucks and stuff, and you go, man, I'm just playing around with these handles over
here. Yeah. So originally, my background was in the cabinet hardware business.
Oh, okay.
Right? So I used to work for distributors and go around to the shops here. I live on Long Island in New York, and I used to go around to the shops and sell hinges and draw slides and different components that they use to make the cabinets.
Yeah.
Allen Field, back in '92, had bought a company called PX Industries that made plastic shelf supports and different plastic components for the woodworking industry. And they needed someone to come in and really kind of run that side of the business. So I started working there on the hardware side of things. So that was my job for the first about 5 years. Then I left for about 3 years to run a hardware company here on Long Island, a distribution company. And then when I came back to run all of the Allen Field business, the packaging as well. So I got more involved in the packaging side of it. The woodworking became really very competitive, and we still do some of that, but we don't focus as much on it. We kind of decided at one point, look, if we're going to be good at something, let's be good at let's stay in one industry, keep our lane.
Yeah, good. Well, it's that optionality at the 2-yard line, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of yeah.
So we've been really going heavy into the packaging side of things, and our customers are packaging companies like like a Veritiv, an International Paper, Smurfit Westrock, or companies like that. Those are mainly our drivers for business out there.
So are you supplying any of the craft or corrugated type of materials, or are you all the plastic parts?
So we had recently got involved with a paper handle, 100% paper that can be applied automatically. It can take the place of a plastic handle, and we did this because the market has changed considerably with plastic versus paper. So that's something that we offer now. It's a paper handle that gets glued to a box. It's paper with the fabric carrying strap. So yeah, that's what we do with craft. We've dabbled in some components made from like stamped craft.
Yeah.
But there's nothing special about that. The thing that we do is we add so much value in the things that we do. But there's a lot of companies that can go and do those craft stampings.
I got you.
We've offered it as a convenience to our customers, but at the end of the day, there are people out there that can do it a lot, easier.
You're just not making them. You're offering design solutions to what they're doing. So that's a bit more sophisticated than just stamping out craft things. Right. You have go ahead.
Well, no, and I was going to say, we did that. We brought paper in as an alternative to plastic, as an alternative to the perception of plastic being, unsustainable.
I was going to ask you that, and I was crafting the question in my mind, not different, not K, but with a C. to understand that, because that it's not necessarily more sustainable in the true sense, right?
Not necessarily. Um, it's
The
well, first of
perception,
all,
though, is there.
yeah, the perception is definitely there. Well, the first thing is there's a limitation to the function of paper and craft in regards to the solutions that our customers need.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Um, and and so we started working on trying to be more sustainable with plastic probably 10 years ago. We kind of jumped on the biodegradability train
Yeah. I'm
at
picking
first.
up body signals that you and I are kindred spirits. I like the air quotes, biodegradable.
Right. So, you step into it and you learn, and and over time we realize that the answer is not in biodegradability with plastic, at least not yet.
Not at this time, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There are some people that claim that it
And they may be
is.
right in a while. I mean, it's not something we should just poo-poo and throw away, but certainly not 10 years ago it wasn't, and certainly right now it's not perfect. That's for sure.
Yeah, right, exactly. Um, so then, we kind of take a step back and say, well, let's just think about this for a second, because everything, 95% of what we make is recyclable. It's curbside recyclable,
Right.
right? So that's big, right?
That's pretty big. It is.
And I know it's not enough for everybody, but we weren't saying it enough, so now we're trying to say it more. Um, we've always kept an eye out for the recycled market as well. Okay, but 10 years ago, the recycled market was not sophisticated enough. It wasn't consistent. The sources and the quality of the material wasn't consistent enough for us to say, hey, let's go with this.
Yeah, it was
Um,
still it's still an industry that's pretty infantile, right? And in the plastics, anyways, right? I mean, corrugated and stuff has
yeah,
been recycled fairly well for a long, long time, though, right?
yes, absolutely,
Yeah,
right.
but
But
plastics is pretty difficult.
well, 10 years ago it was basically regrind plastics,
Yeah, yeah, that's
which
it.
could
Yeah,
have anything in it. It could have safety pins in there. It could have
yeah, yeah, all kinds of
um,
contamination, right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
cross contamination of the different polymers, which screws it up as well.
exactly, yeah. So that's been cleaned up considerably, and the source and the consistency of and the quality of the product is to the point now where we're comfortable um, doing it up to a 50/50 recycled content in
Right.
our products.
Well, and that's one of the other things that people don't understand is that you have to consider the functionality and quality of performance of the product in how much recycled content you can put into it, right?
Right.
I mean it's huge. I mean, people if they really got everything 100% recycled, they probably wouldn't like the performance of the new products as much as they did before.
Well, our products would never make it out there because we have to test it and make sure that it's gonna meet the needs of
Yeah,
some
yeah.
very
Yours is you're
demanding
not looking
customers.
at cosmetic packaging. Your packaging that you are working with and designing for is purely, not purely, but it is heavily leaned towards it's got to have a specific function
Right.
of
Functions
quality of
first.
function or efficiency of function,
Right.
which
Function is
the
first, and
chemistry
then
of the polymers absolutely impacts in a great way.
100%. And a lot of our parts are need strength with flexibility,
Right.
or what they call living hinges. So living hinges are um, like a piece of plastic that's able to do this
Oh,
back
okay,
and
gotcha.
forth.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It can bend and not break and not crack it, so it's got to have
Right. It's got
flexibility
that
but
flexibility.
strength.
So
Yeah,
we build these hinges into the molds, and
I
they have to
got you.
be consistent. And then there's drop tests, there's ISTA drop testing, and has to go on and all that jazz.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Does
So
color come into play in your industry?
it can.
It can.
It's
Because that's a
most
huge
people.
challenge in recycling, right? Is separating, clear from natural from the different colors,
Well,
especially when you're talking about like functional advertising type uh, packaging.
right, right. Well, the secondary market, the recycled market, has gotten more sophisticated,
Sure,
and um, it's funny because really the only color that's been a little bit difficult would be the natural state,
sure, yeah,
because it tends to be a little bit yellowish
yep, yep.
in some
I know what you're
situations, and
talking
then
about.
and there may be companies out there. We don't know everybody that's doing recycled material. I'm sure there's companies out there that are going, and getting some really clean stuff out there. So yeah, so the natural state of the material, which is a big part of what we supply, can be a little bit on the yellow side, yellowish, not yellowish, but yeah, a tint of yellow.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Is that by
Anything else in the
design
colors?
by desire from your clients, or is that just because it's just because that's how
No,
you?
that's just what do you mean, the natural color?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of just been accepted that way.
Okay,
It's
so
always
it's
kind of
not
been
they're
the
not
norm.
saying, "Hey, I got to have this in
Yeah.
natural." It's just this is the way it's been, and this is what they're expecting, so this is the norm,
Yeah,
right?
like
Yeah,
for our box connecting clips, right? So
yeah, 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 yeah,
box connecting
yeah.
clips go back to I believe um, Panasonic invented them back in the 70s, and it's always just been natural. Now we make some black, and we've made some other colors, and but for the most part, it's natural. Handles would be white, black, natural. Um, but we've done a lot of colors. Years and years ago, we used to do Crayola. So we used
Mm,
to do all the colors for Crayola,
yeah,
probably in the
yeah,
80s,
yeah.
and other things like that.
Because that can make it a bit difficult. Is there so when you're bringing in what are some of the hurdles that or the changes that you've seen, right? I mean, we talk about it like it used to be or it's better than it used to be, bringing these in as far as consistency. um, are you seeing the ability to uh, create a full on circularity of your own products, or is it the recycled content could be coming from others? Am I asking that correctly? Is there a maturity, or is there a drive? Is there a way to know if your particular pieces are coming back in, which I'm sure they are because people are recycling stuff? But are you able to track that and understand if that's getting better, or is it? I mean, do you just track
Mhm.
recycled content? Is it?
Yeah, no, so we don't know. A lot of times, since we're working with packaging distributors most of the time, we don't even know sometimes where our product is ending up,
I got you. Got you.
right?
Yeah.
Because it's our customer's customer,
Yeah,
and there could even be
that's
a
why I'm
stop
asking.
after.
It seems like it'd be very hard for you to figure
Yeah,
out where yours is actually winding up, right?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
more a dry. The more recycled content you can use, obviously you're doing the better. It'd be great if it was your own coming in there, but the content's there anyways, right?
Yeah, yeah, and I think eventually we'll get to 100% recycled content.
You really,
I mean,
really, you think? I mean, what needs to happen
um,
for that to happen? Because you got to figure out new polymers. I mean, you're not a polymer chemist, right? But or maybe you
no,
are. I know I'm not. But
no, I
what are
think it's
those?
just I think it's just the processing, has to get better. The
Yeah.
the
Oh, gotcha.
processing of the getting rid of the impurities and
Oh, the
and all that.
contamination level of the recycled product of the
Yeah,
gotcha,
yeah,
gotcha.
yeah. So that the properties are consistent. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
and I think it's going to get there. I think people are working on. Look, here's the thing. 10 years ago, there was no money to be made in recycling in any of that stuff. You
No,
know,
no, no. The only way you could make money is by hopefully advertising, and people would pay more for your product because it had it in it, right?
well,
I mean, that
yeah,
was that was the play, right?
but even from an industry of recycling, again, it was regrind. People would regrind plastic and resell it. Um, you know, uh, uh, once 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 industry bought into the fact that they needed to have a sustainable solution, then people started saying, "Well, I can make money here. I can sell. I can get this recycled material, and with this little process, I can make it a little better and charge a little bit of a premium." And so now that there's money to be made in collecting material, then that's where I think and why things will change because there's money to be made. Um,
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Do you think that's more impactful than, well, and I know the answer, but I believe I do, what you're going to say, but it's more impactful that way than like mandating. Would you agree? Especially here in the
um,
United States. Let's keep it domestic.
yes, because money over mandate, profit.
Well,
Uh,
but
you, you know,
you have change in philosophy at least every 4 years in the U.S. Right?
yeah, yeah, but I don't really know. I think government has kind of, in terms of, well, it depends. I mean, California is one thing.
Right.
It depends on where you are,
Right.
right? But
Right.
I think that for the most part, letting industry figure it out
Yeah.
because there's money to be made
Yeah.
is the American way.
Yeah, but and that's my point. That's what
Yeah,
I'm getting to. I agree with you 100%.
yeah,
Making money on conscious and or responsible capitalism, so to speak, and then the sustainability and the
yeah,
recycling. That's figuring that out, making it a viable, money making, sustainable business. As far as investable, etc., is the way forward. Right?
yeah. And look, the thing is that sustainable waste is not really an industry. It's a people problem. People don't want to, people they don't recycle. They don't care where their stuff ends up. A lot of people,
Well, I mean, to a point, right? Because you can see the studies are like 84% or whatever think it's worthwhile to recycle, but we only recycle about 6% of the stuff, right?
right,
And
right,
half the stuff that 50% of certain types of polymers, like your PET bottles, actually do enter the recycling stream, but still only 6 to 7% of them actually get recycled because of the impurities or the inefficiency of the process, which is
right.
getting better. I agree, and people will say, I think it was like 73% of the people said they would buy something that had sustainable packaging over something that didn't. But then and they would pay a premium. But then when you actually put them in reality, they don't.
You know,
They don't do it. So
no,
they want to, but they don't really. So it's almost like a virtue signaling type of thing, right? Yeah, I agree with that. But then in behind closed doors, they don't.
they don't.
They just
They
don't.
don't. And it's like just like you could send somebody a thing and say, I know sometimes the airlines put a thing to, do you want to put $3 towards helping us decrease emissions or something? I don't know if
Yeah.
you've ever seen anything like that.
Oh, sure, sure,
I
sure.
don't, I
Yeah.
don't think people, I think they took it away because people don't do it.
I don't do it. You should be doing that anyways. Why?
Exactly. Yeah.
And here's the
Yeah.
other thing: I could spend that $3 every darn time, but when am I ever going to see evidence of that impact?
Right.
That's the
Exactly.
other thing: the transparency, the opacity of the impact is
Right.
so
A
great that
hundred
nobody can
percent.
see the impact. They don't see the
Yeah.
impact.
Right. Right.
And then they hear that, hey, even though I'm throwing this out and everybody knows that a bottle can be recycled. I mean, if anybody knows anything, they know that a drinking bottle or soda bottle can be recycled. Everybody knows that,
Yeah.
right? Arguably. Yet 6% of them get recycled.
Well, and the other thing is like a film,
Yeah,
like stretch
like a
wrap film and stuff
like a
like that.
shrink wrap film, or
Yeah.
yeah,
So apparently, the way to recycle that is to take it to a film recycling center.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
how many people are
yeah.
going to put that stuff in the car and go to the recycling center with film?
They're not.
Yeah,
No, you're right. It's a convenience factor.
Right.
It's
So
almost you have to figure it out without people even knowing they're recycling.
right. So anyway, so our parts, we stress recycled content, recyclability, reusability.
Oh, I got you.
Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then now with the paper handles and the craft solutions, repulpability,
Yeah,
because that
I
can
got
go
you.
into, you
Yep.
don't take it off the box.
Mm-hmm.
And then repurposing,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
um, and repurposing could be a personal choice. You buy one of those laptop computers that have a handle on it, and you use that box for storage.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, Christmas,
Yeah,
right? We save the boxes
yeah,
for Christmas, right?
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Whatever it is. So
building forts with your kids.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, yeah. But
Yeah,
we solve problems that like some of our like those little clips that hold the TVs together.
yeah.
They replace strapping that goes around packaging, right? Strapping
Oh,
can
yeah.
be
Okay, the plastic, like
yeah,
nylon. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
strapping can eat into a box. It can fall off. It can cause
Sure,
major
but
problems.
you
And
use that, and then you put a clip on the side, and then you still have the wrapping. I love
yeah,
those.
right, right, right.
They
So
just put a
we
protector. They just add more plastic to protect it.
right, yeah, exactly, yeah. So we can eliminate that strapping, and it helps. And what happens is then companies reduce the amount of returns,
Mm,
which it
mm.
reduces emissions. Every time you return something, there's
Yeah,
emissions on
the
top of that.
great e-commerce and the free returns is a big drag on sustainability, isn't it? It's huge.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm talking about things like exercise bikes or computer
Yeah,
servers or things like that.
yeah, yeah.
Um, so yeah, so we help companies figure out ways to reduce damage in shipping, which
Mm-hmm.
reduces returns and
Mm-hmm.
reduces emissions, and all the costs associated with that.
Yeah, yeah, and I get that. So where does the drive for sustainability come from within Allen Field? Because I'm into recycling a bit, and I do this podcast, etc. But it's like if it's customer facing, there's this likelihood that there people, or if you're doing business in the EU or somewhere where the mandates are there, there's this desire and this other pull, right? This tailwind for the recycled content. If you're doing something industrial like corrugated, the corrugated black pipes, right, that are going into municipal, nobody cares if they're recycled or not. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
where's the drive within your field? Because I mean, the value in what you guys do is huge, but it's not a customer facing thing where they go, look, our handles are recyclable. I mean, where's the pull from that? Is it an internal? Hey, we should be a responsible company, or are your customers pressuring
yeah.
or showing a desire for that extra effort in the sustainability?
Well, it's both. I mean, we want to be good stewards of the environment as a
Mm-hmm.
company,
Mm-hmm.
um, and our customers that buy into that as well
Mm-hmm.
ask us to help them do the same,
Yeah.
right? So um, there's companies that have flat out said, we're not putting plastic on anything that we design.
Really.
But then they come back to us and say, except for maybe this
Well,
one,
maybe just this little
because
part
we
over
can't
here.
solve this problem any other way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean? So,
yeah, yeah,
um, um, but yeah, we've heard that, and look, there's just a lot of noise in the in the packaging world. Packaging seems to take one of the biggest hits when it comes to sustainability.
yeah.
Um,
Sure. I mean, there's
so
hope. There's people out there that are that actually. I don't know if you've seen it. Probably have that will order things and then put them out on YouTube and stuff like that. So look at this over packaging. There's this whole movement to try and nail people for over packaging and stuff like that. I've seen
yeah,
that.
well,
Run
I've
into
seen
that.
that, and I've also seen unboxing experiences where some of our product was shown helping somebody unbox, a product, and it was, very good, positive, good positive
Yeah,
review
sure.
of what we do,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So it goes to both. And
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, there's the noise is
yeah,
all over the place.
it
I
is.
agree with you.
Yeah.
Right? Is
Yeah.
it? Do you think the kind of adoption of sustainability as an ideology has hurt? And do you see that changing towards, hey, this is just makes good, clean, operational and efficiency sense to do this? Is that, because it seems to me like it was adopted as an ideology, kind of over almost hijacked and became almost this dirty word. Hey, well, we're going to be sustainable, and you saw greenwashing and all that other kind of stuff. But now there's people like Allen Field, a highly respectable company that is doing this, and it's not this massive marketing campaign. It just, this is the efficient and right way to do things. Do you see that kind of growing more, leaning that way, or what's your
I
thoughts on it?
I've said, and I still maintain that in 7 to 10 years, we won't be talking about sustainability and plastics anymore, because I think the
Wow.
advances in technology are going to get to the point where people will be satisfied that plastic, um, and I, you know, I'm talking about plastics like, HDPE and polypropylene.
Yeah.
Um,
Are those your primary plastics?
yeah,
HD
yeah,
and PP?
yeah. Will be, like, I think the systems will be in place to satisfy the industry. Say, yeah, this is sustainable because of recycled content, because of the infrastructure that's now in place to collect this stuff and increase those numbers from 6% to, I think Europe is at something like 80 something percent, aren't they?
Yeah,
Of
it's
plastic,
massive. A
you
huge
know.
difference between us and Europe. Yes.
Yeah,
And
so I
I mean,
think,
and they're going to, regardless of what our government or mandates or any of that is here, it's going to impact us, because if you're going to do business over there, you got to change.
well, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, right.
yeah,
Right. And we have partners over there. We have companies that do something similar, and we keep in touch with them, and we share ideas, and we're kind of doing what they are doing, for the most part. And so, I mean, we're confident that we're doing the right thing, and I think, like I said, I think sophistication of systems and processes will get us to the point where this whole thing will kind of die down.
yeah.
I think
Do
every
you?
10 years you need some sort of a some issue to
Oh,
yell
we'll
about.
figure out.
And
We'll figure out another issue. Trust you.
right.
You've been around the block once or twice. We always find another issue to
Uh-huh.
to divide ourselves over. With no shortage of that ability to make that happen. Do you see a positive impact in this, other than sustainability and environmental, where it starts to challenge your engineers, et cetera, to figure out better ways to packaging? Is it causing better efficiencies across the board, these challenges to relook at things and rethink how you're doing things because of the pressures in sustainability?
Um,
I mean, it seems to me like it would cause a refresh of tearing down and looking at it.
you know, part of being simply brilliant,
Yeah,
and one of the things that I always said to the engineers when I'm working on some kind of project is less is more.
yeah,
So
yeah,
what's the least amount of material that we can use to get the function that we need,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Um, So that's always been the case. I don't know that there's much we can do differently, from a design perspective, other than to keep that mentality. The less is
Yeah.
more.
Gotcha.
So, the smallest footprint possible is makes sense. I mean, it makes sense just economically to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, and that's
You
that's one of
know,
the things I've always argued, is that sustainability is business 101, right?
yeah,
When you break it down into its components and what you're looking at, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Um,
Interesting.
so yeah, I mean, and we haven't done anything to change designs to adapt to anything in terms of the content differences, the 50/50s, or even
Yeah.
go to 100%, because things are changing rapidly.
Yeah.
And I think, we're going to be close to getting to 100% at some point.
Yeah. No, 7 to 10 years, right?
Yeah. You can put it on your calendar.
I was going to
Check
say,
back with me.
I'm gonna contact you in 7 years and put you back on.
There you go.
No, but it is going that way, and I think that's a good thing, and I think I think it's fantastic, and I think the arguments back and forth and the different mandates and polarization over greenwashing, et cetera, and all that kind of stuff. It seems to me like it's washing itself out, and the industry is embracing the fact that, or in many cases, what I find, like you were talking about with Alan Field, you guys been about this for a long time,
Yeah.
and you haven't really spoken about it. And now it's like, hey, look, we've been doing this forever. And there's people who actually work with businesses to get those stories out,
Yeah.
right? Because people think, oh, well, you're a packaging company, therefore you must be part of the problem. And what they don't realize is you're not. It is the infrastructure and how the players, particularly the consumers, interact with that recycling. Not that it's the consumer's fault, but it is that intersection that's a bit more difficult. From the consumer's hands back into the industry is the
Right.
issue, right?
Yeah,
It's part of the
absolutely.
issue that needs
Yeah.
that needs to be solved.
Yeah,
Fantastic
no
stuff.
question.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. So, Robert, I want to thank you for coming on. I mean, look, 40 minutes flies by just like that, and
Yeah.
it was fantastic. Thank you so much for coming on, Alan Field. I mean, look, I mean, you're not a B2C, but you make the B2C better.
Hey, there you go.
Right? You can put
Yes.
that underneath the Simply Brilliant. I love the Simply Brilliant. It was fantastic. Robert, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
coming on
Thank
the
you very
show, my
much.
friend.
Nice talking
Thank
to
you
you.
very, very, very much. Everybody else, thank you so much for tuning in and downloading Sustainaics. We'll see you next time. Peace and love. Hey,